Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? So over this, I'm gonna just kind of go over what I think I remember what's going to be going on in 2024. Um, First, I kind of thought that all this would happen sooner. I remember even when I was reading everything, I thought that Trump would be reinstated within I thought that he would at least have 3.5 years um, as president um, when the whole weird thing in 2020 happened after that. Um, but like I said, I didn't have like specific dates and times. I just had presidential years, like a 4 year period to guess what was going on. And man, I believe he returned. Maybe there's still a possibility for that. Or maybe he ends up getting elected. But I know if there's a new election, I don't recall him winning another election. So, and mm, there's the possibility of his death. There's possibility of Biden's death. There's possibility of Biden getting impeached. There's a and these are things that I've talked about for a while, and I couldn't remember which way it went because I was confused as to who was president because it was kind of like the guy admitted that the most hated kind of like won the election and the most hated being Mr. T. But then the left did what they did on 2020 and I believe that they held him out. I remember words like that, but I remember talking about after the election everything appeared dead and I talked about that before and everything did appear dead and then all of a sudden the most hated started coming back and I do remember some event that is about to take place that I thought would have already have taken place, but there's an event coming up that is going to show the direction. It could be a power outage, it could be communications. I wasn't it, it seemed that there was some kind of communication loss for some time. I don't think longer than 6 months, but like I said, I wasn't given specific times or dates, but the way how it felt was that it was maybe 2 weeks. Um, I'm I got 2 weeks kind of stuck in my head because I remember when I was reading it felt like maybe it was that amount of time because I was like, okay, well, this is big, and it seemed to happen pretty quick, but everything that I think is happening pretty quick doesn't actually happen pretty quick. Um, but this one seemed like it did. And in my mind, I was like, well, what if it doesn't come on that fast? Because I remember thinking those things in my head, and I was real confused about everything during this time because it did talk about like the trans movement and how everything was like going towards socialism and green energy and then it was like it just all completely failed. And and then when it started talking about the Great Uniter, it didn't really give any idea of like what happened to old laws or anything like that. It was just um, my feeling is that the Great Uniter, the young person that I've talked about is the one that's coming up. And I, yeah. So I'm not sure if Trump makes it to the 2024 election, although right now that appears likely. And that could be a possibility because I believe I do remember him having 2 terms, or maybe it was because I thought he won the 2020 election that I thought that he would have 2 terms. Um, it was a real confusing read. Um, but if he's not if he's elected in 2024, then the Great Uniter comes in 2028, because the Great Uniter is supposed to be after Trump. And right now, the only person that I can see that person as is Vivek, because it's supposed to be a young person. And Vic aligns with everything that Vivek, um, his message aligns with everything um, that I remember. Um, let's see here. World War III is going to continue. Okay, so I had a phone call, so I'm trying to remember. So from what I understand, and the Great Uniter should be next as the person who is president. And this person will change a lot of things, because I think one of the things I remember is that I don't think Trump truly gets to see the end of his vision, but this person carries it out. And he also leads us through World War III. And World War III is something we're probably going to be losing until Russia switches sides. Which happens around 2027, I believe. I'm hoping. That's if, like I said, all of the dates and everything I have are correct, and if not, then I gotta look at, just kind of gotta see how things go. Because it could be Trump gets elected and then his vice president takes over. So it's all sticky waters. Kamala Harris isn't gonna be running. Biden's not gonna be running. Well, some people think it's Gavin Newsom. Some people think it's gonna be Hillary Clinton. So we'll just see. It's kind of weird with all the deceptions about there's no final person yet who's running and or for president, and the people that you think are running for president may not actually be the candidates running for president. And that's making everything really, really confusing. So we're just gonna have to see on time. I do expect the economy to crash, and with the stock market crashing mostly in October, my assumption is next October, but that could not be right either. Could be sooner. I'm okay if it's next October, because that gives me more opportunity to get gold and silver, because I know that's the way how you're gonna survive all this. I don't have very much faith in Bitcoin, because if you look up the name of the person who created Bitcoin, that name translates into Central Intelligence. So, you can put those pieces together. So economic crash, BRICS will come up, and remember, BRICS is not Nasara, Jasara, Russia, in China are not good guys, and I think some of you are just gonna have to learn that the hard way. And the weird thing about this is I've been right all the way, and yet there's still a lot of people that just don't believe what I say is going to be true. And that's cool. You know, I have nothing against it. I always figure that, hey, time's on my side. And I also understand, you know, that people are having a hard time coming to truths because it's so hard to understand what the truth is when so many people have lied to you, when your government has lied to you. It kind of breaks everything down and you don't really know what is true. So I'm not like mad at people for not believing it. I just wish they would understand that yes, I did read those documents in 98, and yes, I do know the path. And because I'm trying to get fear out of your head, because fear is the mind killer. And it would work a lot better if we all just kind of like worked towards the same goal and that way and we were all on the same page. But I know that you got to experience this for yourself and kind of go through your own trials and tribulations within yourself. And so when you catch up to me, you catch up to me and just, I don't know, let me know if that's even a possibility because I'm heavily censored on here, so yeah. Um, I can't think of anything else important besides just expect a lot of chaos, a lot of kind of like terror attacks with immigrants because that's their purpose, being inside the U.S. Um, Other than that, you know, there's possibility of more natural disasters. Um, Other than that, that the whole green energy thing fails. Whatever the left is doing, it fails. It does. But you still gotta keep doing what you're doing, and you'll see it break apart and fail. Um, Especially like I said, when the economy crashes, and then the United States has to rebuild. Um, Man, it's gonna be chaotic, gonna be weird, like I've been saying. Uh, but yeah, I'm just the voice that echoes, echoes, echoes. But anyway, have a good one. Above all, try to remain positive and have good holidays. And if you believe you'll make it through it, you'll make it through it. And just be patient. Yeah, it's like I said, it's gonna be weird. But that's kind of what I would expect in 2024. Like I said, I kind of expected most of this to already happen, so 2024, at some point, it's going to get really chaotic. Uh, but y'all have a good one. Peace out. And, oh, future videos, I got a special video. It's not going to be too long. May not even be a minute that I'm going to do on Christmas. And then after Christmas, that week, I got a lot of things planned. So I don't know when I'll get back to making videos, but if I may be able to post one or two, but if not, after the whole New Year's thing, I'll be back to posting videos. So you guys have a good one. Um, and peace.